A warmly welcome to you to Module 2 of our Graphics as ABC course. In this module, we are going to be exploring how to design a church flyer. So without wasting time, let's quickly get to work. Here is my template on the screen, and the next thing we need to do now is to change the size of our page orientation to 8 by 8, which comes in form of a square, and this is the template. Now before we proceed, I would love to make some certain explanations that actually the size of an handbill is A5, of which you come to this page size, you choose A5. But the kind of flyer I want to design now is majorly called social media post, which always comes in form of a square 8 by 8. That's the size, the ideal size. And this kind of flyer is best posted on social media like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp status, or WhatsApp DP. So now, having explained that, now let's quickly get something done. Now here is the template. So the next thing I need to do is to size this template as to 8 by 8. Okay. Alright, now this is the template. Now here are the things that I would love to use. So this is the background. Now the next thing we need to do is to double tap on our rectangle tool to draw a rectangle around our workspace. Okay, then we page down our template. Alright, let's page down our template. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is to back clip this image, this background into the rectangle that we just finished drawing. Okay, then we edit the power clip. All right, then this we just adjust this and then we blend it. Okay, we use our uniform tool, this transparency tool rather. Use your transparency tool to uniform. All right, then the next thing is to click on finish. Okay, then you click on your interactive fill tool. Okay, then you drag it up. Then here you apply. Okay, before we do that, let's Ctrl Z. Okay, let me clone out those colors that we have there. Okay, so you click on your color eyedropper to clone those color. All right, then you apply it to the box. And let me duplicate this box to clone the second color. All right, so this is the second color here. And we'll clone that as well. Good. Now what we have to do now is to click on our interactive fill. Okay, then we drag it up, give this angle this deep, do we call it blue or which color do we call it now? All right, then you now point your cursor and double tab. All right, then this angle you give it this light green. All right, so you can now adjust to whichever area that you want it to be adjusted to. Okay, we is it okay like this? All right, I think I'm okay with it this way. All right, okay, I think it's okay like this. Then this we let me still uniform this a bit. All right, then I think I need to add white to it. Okay, good. All right, I think it's okay like this. Okay, all right, let's leave it this way. Then we remove the black outline. Then we position. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. Then we page this down. Okay. So I would love to replace the logo with RCCG. All right. So reduce this. Okay. Then I reduce this too. Okay. And I bold this too. All right. Then I give it. Let me clone this color as well. You can decide to give it whichever color of your choice. Not necessarily you need to. You don't necessarily need to clone colors at all time. All right. Then I delete this. Okay. Then the next thing I want to do now is to put in the present. Okay. Let me move this thing here to this. All right. And this present should be somewhere here. So how do we give it line? I mean, how do you give it line spacing? Is by clicking on your shape tool and then you drag. All right. Then reduce. I bold it. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do now is to put in the prayer and healing orally. Okay. So you can decide to change the font to whichever font you want. Let me use this human and see how it's gonna look. All right. Okay. And then Control K to ungroup. Then you reduce it. Okay. Then all right. So you can still reduce the bit. Okay. Then just double tap and highlight this spray and then you give it this deep color. Okay. Then you change this to white. All right. Then you draw a square, I mean a rectangle rather, and then you give it color yellow. Okay. Then you remove the black outline. All right. Then you can now page up the other things. Okay. Then the next thing is to type in the healing, then change the font case to title case. Okay. All right. Then position it very well. Uh, let's see if area will work out for this. Hmm. Okay, let's just use that human. Okay. I'm okay with this font like that. All right. And you apply color white to the two. Okay. Then the next thing is to put in the dates. Okay, let me analyze this. Sorry. You highlight and press Ctrl S to cut and then Ctrl V to paste. Okay. And you change this to, I'll bold this and give it color white. Think, so let me just bold it a bit. All right. Then the next thing is to the address. Don't mind the address. So I just type this. We are just we are running the design for a training, not okay. All right. Then you position this somewhere here. You can bold it and then you give it color yellow. Then you reduce. Okay. I guess the yellow that we are using is quite different from theirs. So you can decide to clone the yellow, right? And you apply. Okay. Right. Then the next thing is the time. Okay. Let's give it human as well. And then we bold it. All right. 12 noon. Okay. Then we'll give it color white. All right. And this for inquiry, we'll reduce it and then we'll page it somewhere, post it somewhere here. All right. Okay. For inquiries, all I'll change this to yellow. All right. So we can decide to increase the bit. Think it's okay like this. And the next thing is to add this and this. Okay. All right. Then change this to color white. Then you draw this line. You use your freehand tool to draw the line. Okay. Make sure you press on your control key while drawing in order to make the line very straight. Okay. Then you change the outline to 2. I guess 2 is okay. Then you apply color white. Okay, change it to 1.5. Okay. Then this, you reduce it. All right. And you position it well. Let's bold it and then we give it color yellow. Okay, so you can use your your shape tool to give a kind of line spacing. All right. All right. I think it's okay like that. Then the next thing of which we haven't done, let's position this dove. Okay. Then you can now you reduce the opacity of the dove by clicking on your transparency tool and click on the uniform transparency. So you can give it let's just give it 40. Okay. Then the next thing is Daddy Geo. Okay, sorry. All right, so we can reduce. Let's reduce his image a bit. Okay, I think it's okay like this. Then you click on your shape tool and then you highlight this area that I just highlighted and then you drag it inside in order to crop off the unwanted area, right? Then you can just give it this picture a linear transparency by clicking on your transparency tool and then you drag it down a bit, all right? I think it's okay like this. Good. Now let's see what we have done. Okay, so you can see that we have similar thing. The only thing that is just different is that our own image, the image we have are different, and the background too is a bit different. Understand? So we are not the originator of the design. We're just trying to imitate the design. So that's why we are having that kind of differences that we have in it. All right. Let's see if we can just adjust it a bit. So I think it's okay like this, all right? So we can see how beautiful it is. And before we lest I forget, there is one thing that we are yet to do of which we haven't done. Okay, because like I always say, as a graphic designer, you need to always pay attention to details. So we haven't included this dash, I mean the line. So for us to demarcation line, I mean, so we need to quickly do that. All right. Let me quickly crop off his image a bit. All right. Then the demarcation line, just click on your freehand tool, okay, and then you drag. All right. Then you can now change the align to 1.5. Give it color white by right clicking on your color and then you duplicate. Okay. Okay. Then let's just copy the two and we'll move it around our own design. Okay. Then you highlight everything and then press L to highlight, I mean to make it align very well. Right. I think we are good to go. Then the next thing we need to do is to let me just bold this number, right? Good. Think we are okay this way with the design. So you can see how beautiful the design is. Then the next thing of which you need to do now is to save. So you press Control. But before we do that, you can see the as and then see as. There's a kind of little differences there. So for us to adjust that, let's just move this a bit backward. All right, so we have the same thing now. Okay, now next thing is to group our design. All right, you can delete the template. We are done with it. Then we highlight and then we save. Control S to save. Okay, so I love to save it somewhere here. Let's see. Uh, okay, so we can use church flyer one to save. Okay, all right, then you click save. Then the next thing you need to do is to export. Control E to export. Then we export it in that same folder. Okay, we have church going to be church flyer one. All right, then click on export and then just flyer one. All right, then you click on export and then let's just replace. I guess I have one there before. Just replace it, okay? Then we change the color mode to RGB. All right, then click on OK. All right, so now let's go and see what we have done. Okay, so you can see here is the Corel version of no, yes, this is the Corel version. Okay, now where is the JPEG? Okay, now let's JPEG it again. I guess there is something wrong somewhere. Okay, highlight everything and then Control E to export. All right. Okay, and let's go back to check again. You can see this is our design. I mean, this is the JPEG. So let's just open and see what we've done. It's opening. Let's see. Why is the system hanging like this? So you can see how beautiful it is. So I'm sure you can do something much more better than this. See how beautiful it is. So you can do something much more better than this, if not something far better than this. All right. So I'd love to see you in the next video. Do have a lovely day. Bye.